Did you like that? Was it sassy?
That was good. I think you need to do it again.
I couldn't. I'm a one-hit wonder. Yep.
Did we do it?
I don't know if they can see us, but we're here.
Let us know if you can hear and see us.
Can you hear us, Major Tom? Our job is to help you survive the coming apocalypse. And one way we're going to do it is by showing you guys how to grow the best foods you can no matter where you are. You can grow food no matter where you are. If you're in an apartment, we get a lot of people saying, well, I'm in an apartment. If you're in an apartment, you can grow this food. You can grow this food if you live in a van down by the river.
If you're a truck driver.
If you're a truck driver. If you live in an RV, you can grow this food. It gives you 100 times the nutrition. 100 times the nutrition. It's like a superfood, and anyone can grow it. It could keep you from starving.
And anybody can do it. If you're a little kid all the way up to 100 years old.
Yeah, 100 years old, growing superfood.
Anybody can do this, and you can get so much nutrition.
And we're going to tell you all about it as we wait for people to show up. So if you got a question, you can ask it now.
Everyone's just getting here. There we go.
We're going to talk about a superfood that anybody can grow. Just in case you didn't know, in case the stores go bye-bye. Or there's some kind of food line, you guys, or if a hurricane hits, no matter what, you guys can grow this food no matter where you are, what your lifestyle is, you can grow this food and it will nourish your body and take good care of you. And you can grow it over and over and over again. This is really good stuff.
How do I get to the chat people? Why isn't it doing it? Help.
It says live chat.
I'm just trying to
live chat has moved.
Where did it move to?
Live chat.
How'd you do that?
It's like magic. You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. You know, it's almost true. You can have, what you desire.
All right, we'll go right into it here. I see Ashton wants to know, when you do sauerkraut, does yours mold on the top, the white looking mold? That is a yeast. It's called Kahm yeast, Kahm, and it's harmless. You can just scrape it off. I find if you leave it on there, if you keep it on there for a long time, it may affect the taste of your sauerkraut. So when I see it, I just wipe with a paper towel around the edge and kind of maybe scoop off the top, and then you'll be fine.
And if you have children, when we show you guys how to grow this food, everybody can get involved. It's like a daily science project. It grows great nutrition. And this could be the great way to introduce your kids to garden. There's not a lot of hoeing and raking and back breaking.
Yeah, no back breaking at all.
And this is why it's great for seniors. It's just really, this is the answer.
Darlene got some zero shoes coming.
Oh, look out. We got 1,300 people, only 500 thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up.
Come on, guys. Let's see them. Bing, bing.
What's up, Aspen Glow? Dave Holly in the UK.
There's Ohio. Hi, Charles.
I can't do anything on my apartment. No time, no sun, and I'm not allowed to put it on the patio. Oh yeah, when we show you this, you're going to grow food.
Anybody can do it.
In your apartment, and it's going to nourish your body, and you are going to be like, I'm doing it. Because any little bit you all can do to move your food security needle, you really should consider doing. Seriously. It's just, it's just your duty to feed yourself. And then if you have a bad time feeding yourself, then you lean on the store. Everyone start developing that philosophy, and it'll really do you good.
Oh, hi, Twin Gardener, and hello, Logan. Logan, you're going to love what we're going to do today. So You guys keep helping your mom and dad. Awesome.
2 of my jars of apple cider vinegar has black stuff floating in it. What's that? That sounds like mold.
Black stuff floating in it? It could be because if the apples aren't underneath You know, it depends. I have a couple recipes. I did a video. I've done it a couple different ways. In the beginning, you got to keep stirring it to help prevent that. Or if you put something on top of it, I think I've done a plastic bag with a little water you can put underneath. It needs to be below the water, so it could have gotten some mold. So, you know, just try to scrape it off, smell it, see how it is. I don't know how far along it is. Let me know. Okay, let's see.
She can see clearly now. The rain is gone. We got about an inch of rain after a much long drought.
It was so hot, so dry. We hadn't had any rain, and we had one of those rains where it just kind of just rained and rained constantly all night long, all throughout the morning. It was wonderful. So we didn't get too much, so it really absorbed, and it was great. It was over 90 degrees, so humid and horrible yesterday, and then today it's freezing. It's like 60 degrees, and it's been cool. I had to wear a sweater all day.
Can you harvest elderberry off the side of the road? Sure.
Well, did you read the rest of it?
Under power lines.
Well, you know what?
You know what?
It depends. I would off the side of the road. You got all the exhaust and all that kind of stuff.
That's mostly where they are. They're in the ditches off the side of the road.
I know, but you can also find some.
There's hardly any traffic on the countryside of the road.
Well, just you need to find
just find them the best place you can, but don't get them next to like farm fields or something like
where
that.
Where they spray for glyphosate and all
that.
I wouldn't. You need to make sure that where the soil is and everything that it's coming from is, you know, nice and pristine.
Yeah, the best you can.
Rapture Friends wants to know my opinion on ashwagandha. I think it's awesome. It's a plant and it helps. It's very good. Oh, and C's planting Armenian cucumbers this year. They're very productive. Oh my goodness, they are. I just planted a bunch of them too. There's like a lighter one and there's a more darker green one. I usually do the lighter one. I'm doing the darker green one this year. They are very prolific. And if you have to get them, I mean, in a day, you know how they go. If you forget about them, they'll just go really, really long. So be on the lookout and give them to lots of friends. And actually, an Armenian cucumber is really not, it's the melon family. It's really a melon.
I told you this stuff wasn't going away. Are you guys paying attention? The White House just released that unvaccinated folks now have to wear the mask when they visit the White House. That's step number one. So y'all better be, I'm telling you, Uncle Doug's been telling you, get ready. That's why you need to know about the superfoods so you can stay out of those stores as much as possible, because they're going to have you doing the Simon Says again. Simon Says, you got to do, turn around, touch your knee for a biscuit. No thanks.
So Winning Rabbit wants to know, if fermented foods are eaten in small doses, how do you make meals from it? Well, basically, it's kind of even like a condiment. It's not going to be a whole meal, but it's like a nutritional powerhouse. You're going to get a lot of benefit from that. So let's say you had a piece of meat and maybe you had some steamed broccoli and maybe you had some fermented food. You know what I mean? You're going to have it's kind of like a little condiment. Or if you put a little bit in your salad, and then that way you're going to get all the nutrients from it. So that's the thing, you know, we're so used to eating foods that came from so far away and it lost a lot of its nutrition, or the soils that it came from have been depleted. We have to eat so much more. This is going to be a nutritional powerhouse, so you really don't need to eat that much. So, you know, if you have a tablespoon or two with every meal, or let's say maybe at lunch you're having some kefir, or maybe on the dinner you're having fermented ketchup with some kombucha. You know what I mean? You don't need to have a lot. And maybe for breakfast, you have your sauerkraut with your eggs. So kind of mixing them up. And then what we're going to talk about today, and just a little bit, by adding that can make a huge, huge impact on your health just by making these subtle changes, because a lot of us are eating at what they call that standard American diet or the SAD diet, a lot of processed food, fast food. So just by making these subtle little changes, you may start getting a little bit more energy or vitality back. And stuff that we're going to talk about, especially today, is so simple to do. I mean, really simple. Anybody can do it. Anybody. You could even, I'm saying, tell your 5-year-old, you know, kind of supervise, and then they could do it. Easy. Anybody could do this. It is simple and it's totally amazing. So, oh, Robin tried my tomato sauce recipe. Oh, and she used jalapenos for a Mexican style sauce. That would be great. I like spicy tomato sauce. I really do. He's not as spicy as I am, right? But
I'm way more spicy.
no, you don't like spicy. So I like it a little spicy. I shake my cayenne or my jalapenos all over the place.
All right, let's get right into it then, because people want the information. It's going to take a second for you to display the display, and we're going to get right into the action here to show you guys what's going on. There's 2,000 people in the house, 1,000 thumbs up. Hopefully 4,000 or 5,000 more people will show up, because we want this news to get in your hands. News you can use, how you can grow food no matter where you are, that's packed with nutrition, and you don't have to bow down to anybody. We have a whole kit available for you, and there's a great story behind it of a homestead homie. Now listen to this. Someone who's followed our channel, slowly started implementing all the stuff we start suggesting, right? So she's out there doing the thing. She starts taking care of body, mind, and spirit, right? She's listening. She's learning about microgreens. She wants to create a home business.
Once you quit her job,
running, okay? She starts making microgreens. Then she starts selling microgreens to restaurants. Then she thinks, man, I've got this down pretty good. She makes the kits. Then she sends the kits out. Then the kits have the instructions, and they have internet stuff that you can follow along with.
Video. That's it.
So it's a great story on she turned her new passion into an income and quit her job and the whole nine.
Homeschooling your kids now.
And homeschooling your kids. Doing everything we suggest to y'all. The homesteading lifestyle, getting to be like the Amish. You create a job out of your property. That's what even Abraham Lincoln said, that one of the goals of the future will be able to make a small living off of your homestead. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. And you have your family involved. This family is doing it, right? And so they're friends of ours that, because of YouTube, we know them, and then they've implemented everything, and now they've launched a successful business growing microgreens and teaching you how. So where's the kit? barefootmicrogreens.com, and we're gonna start the whole thing tonight. We're gonna show you guys how to do it, and then next week we're gonna show you what it looks like after 1 week. barefootmicrogreens.com. I'm gonna give you guys a link.
Because this is one thing for a lot of you guys, you hear about some of this stuff and you don't know how to do it. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to grow, microgreens in your home. Because microgreens are like a nutritional powerhouse. So basically it's, it's just like when the plant has started to germinate. After it popped out of the seed, it's coming out of the ground. It's just going to be a few centimeters, like 5 or so centimeters tall when you're going to harvest it. And the cool thing about it, generally it's 7 to 10 days. A couple of them might go up to, 12, 14, 15, 16 days. It just depends. But the thing that's so cool about it is they are so nutrient dense. They have like 40 times more of like the phytonutrients that the mature plant has. And they're just loaded with, they're green. So chlorophyll is green, chlorophyll is life. And it also enhances the vitamins, like your vitamin A and vitamin C and vitamin E, vitamin K. So you're going to get a lot more of those vitamins too. So great thing, like I talk about fermented foods, what we're going to talk here with the microgreens is they are just a nutrient powerhouse. So you just need a nice little handful. They're great. You can put them on sandwiches, on salads, put them on tacos. Just munch on them. They're just great.
So when you get this kit in the bag, since you went over everything we talked about already, you pull it out of here. Okay, it comes in a little bag from the UPS or U.S. Postal Service or whatever, and then so it's in this little tote bag that you get, and then you pull it out. It comes with the dirt, and it comes with the seeds. We have to stay focused now. Everyone has time limitations here. Here's a nice little sticker for your water jug or something. Comes with the seeds that you need for your microgreens, to grow microgreens. It comes with a handy dandy booklet here to show you how to do it. More seeds. There's just seeds everywhere. And then it also comes with a rotational garden growing guide, which is pretty handy dandy. We'll talk about that more in a minute. And then here's all the trays that you have, so you can grow lots of microgreens, okay? And each one of the trays are vented and everything.
And they're perfect because they're not that big. You guys can put them anywhere. Yeah, you can just stick them just anywhere in your house somewhere.
Okay, so what do you got to put down on the bottom since they have holes in them? You stack them
No,
one
there's
on top of the
not.
other?
They don't all have holes in them. You have two. There's two of them that
So
don't
two
have.
are so you get four. Two are trays with holes.
Yeah.
Two are not. So two are the bottoms. Two are the tops.
No, let me. Yeah, I'll go now.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you do it, you're going to do the tray that doesn't have the holes at the bottom, and then you're going to put this on top.
Yeah.
Now we can do it a couple of ways. You're going to put the dirt in there. Like if I wanted to do, if I had a whole bunch of them, I could stack a whole bunch of them at the same time.
Don't get confused.
I'm not
all right?
confusing
Don't
it.
say that yet.
Okay.
Just stick to what you're doing. You just pour the dirt. Hold on a second. Hold on, folks. You just pour the dirt right into the tray, okay? Here's the tray. So all she's doing is pouring the dirt right into the tray. Super easy. All you want to do is kind of move it around, make it nice and level everywhere, okay? Fill in all your little holes everywhere. Make sure you have like a little, this is your new backyard, okay? It's your new backyard, right? Now we got this little stuff out everywhere. Now what she was saying is they're actually built to stack. So then if you want to put microgreens in there, put all your seeds in there, you can actually stack another one right on top of it. Not with the drip tray, but just by itself.
But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do
She's
both.
going to do it.
I'm going to do both and show you what happens.
Okay.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'll put the dirt in this one too.
Don't you want to put the seeds in first?
No, I'm going to do the dirt on both first.
And then the dirt's going to get everywhere when you lift.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Okay. All right, so there we go. So I have two trays of.
Now you get your seeds. Here's all your seeds.
I'm gonna do. Now there's different types of seeds. I'm gonna choose the micro broccoli for one of them. The broccoli is amazing because it does have something called sulforaphane, which is anti-cancer fighting. It's loaded in just wonderful things for our body. So they're like a total superfood. So I'm going to do the
Now, do you use the whole packet or you just use some of it?
whole packet.
The whole packet goes in there. Hold on.
So I'm just going to sprinkle.
You can't even see them going in, but they're flying out of the bag everywhere. They're going all over the place. This is going to look like a whole little carpet of greens when it comes up. You'll see next week. So we get them all in there everywhere. The whole packet goes in one square. So you can imagine how much food this is going to produce. It'll be very thick. And actually, when they're stacked together, it gets so powerful that it'll actually start lifting the tray up off of the other tray and start elevating it in the air. That's what a superfood is. It's strong.
That's right.
That's a lot of seeds for in there.
They're going. Okay. So there's that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mister here and I'm going to squirt it so I can get it working.
Wrong way.
Why isn't it working?
Operator error.
Yeah. Oh, this is not squirting. Okay, so I'm going to squirt it and moisten the seeds. Make sure you're not using chlorinated water.
No tap water. Filtered water, spring water, no tap water. Grow food anywhere, y'all. Super high density, nutritious food. You can grow anywhere. No excuses. No back breaking work. No anything. Just great food that you can add on your salads or put on your sandwiches. You can grow this nutritional food right on your windowsill, right on your counter. No big deal. Barefootmicrogreens.com.
So then next, I'm going to put my other tray on top. And I'm going to do a micro salad mix. Put that on top like so.
Now what's in the micro salad mix?
You know, when you guys go to the store and you get like the organic pack, it's got all the different baby greens. That's what this is. And it's a really nice, subtle one. Usually a lot of people like this one. This one's one of my favorites, and I also like the broccoli one too. Very simple and easy to grow. This is going to take about 7 to 10 days for it to get to maturity.
And honestly, it looks like you can get 2 grows out of each seed packet.
So, and it depends on how much you guys want to make.
Because there's a lot of seeds. She really gives you a lot of seeds for your money. She's spraying the next load down. See, she's got her spray bottle going on mist. All you got to do, so it's no big deal. Like you don't have to be super strong. You don't got to lift a bunch of water. This is great too if you live in an environment where water is an issue. You don't have to spend a lot of time with the water here.
So then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put the tray with no holes in it on top. So you have no holes on the bottom and no holes on the top. And then
but wait, there's more. BarefootMicrogreens.com.
So then
all we're trying to do is help you guys with your food security. Round 2 on deck.
So then you need to put a weight on top of it. It can be like 5 to 10 pounds. You can use a brick. I just use an old teapot with some water in it. And you're going to put that on top like so. And what's going to happen is you're going to set this on your counter somewhere.
And we'll move it in a second.
Okay.
Right now we're just going to talk to you guys.
So you're going to put this somewhere, and then in about 3 days, 4 days, what's going to start happening, it's going to start raising up. It's literally just like it's Mr. Strongman. It's going to push your weight, or my teapot, up. And then these little bitty sprout things, where they germinated, those seeds, are going to start pushing up off the ground. And you know when you start seeing some of their little heads pop out the side.
So we don't have to water it anymore.
So what you're going to do is you are going to water the bottom tray and just put a little water at the bottom of it.
Okay? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
You're going to pick up the bottom here.
So you're going to take the weight off?
And you're going to put a little water in the bottom
at the
tray.
bottom, and it's going to leach up to the other trays.
Right. Okay.
Now, do
Now,
you want to do that now? Or when do you actually do that?
no, I'm not going to do that. I'll do it tomorrow. You can water it every morning. I usually don't.
So every day you have to lift that up and put
And
water
check
in
and
the
see
very
if
bottom
there's,
tray.
and see if if you need to. You may not need to. So
Let's make sure we're perfectly
Yes.
clear.
So you guys don't have to do 2 trays. I like a lot of sprouts. So when I'm done with these, we'll eat them.
So if you only do 1 tray, do you
Yeah.
just mist it every day?
No, you don't mist it anymore. You're just going to water it from the bottom. So you're only going to have.
So if we only have 1 tray, we lift up the dirt tray and then water the bottom.
Okay, so if I only had 1 tray,
Yep,
it would look like this.
yep.
And I'm only going to water the bottom.
Oh, so no matter how many trays, you always
just
have to
gonna do
put
the
the lid
bottom.
on top?
Yes, because the weight's going to be on top.
So
to
if you
push it
only
up.
do 1 tray, you have to put the other tray on top. No matter what, you have to have something on top, and you have to hold it down.
Because
And
basically,
then water out of the bottom tray.
you're simulating the earth and when a seed germinates out of the ground. So basically, that's what's happening.
Just totally making sure we have everything correct.
Yes.
And people fully understand that when they order from Barefoot Microgreens, they're actually getting the kit. They're not getting microgreens, and they're not really selling seeds. They're selling the kits so you can grow your microgreens at home. And then when you get good at growing microgreens, maybe you could sell them yourself in your neighborhood to neighbors, restaurants, and stuff like that. Because they're actually turned it into a business where they've sold first to customers the greens that they made at home on their multi-grow shelves.
Yes, you can do that also. And then she is going to start carrying seeds, but she does not have seeds right now.
Yeah, so
But-
right now we're just talking about the kits.
Right. These are the kits. You can order microgreens from other places too. But that's one thing. We talk about prepping here so much. That is one thing that you guys could start stocking up on, and that way you'll have nutrient-dense food. Because maybe there's something where you can't get in the garden, or this is something that I really love to eat during the winter months.
Yes.
Because
this
we
is
can't.
food 24/7, 365. Even people that grow 90% of their own food, we utilize this all through the wintertime.
So let me go on from here. So in about 3 or 4 days, I'm going to start to notice it's going to start growing and it's going to be pushing. Their little heads are going to be popping out. Then I'm going to take the weight off. I'm going to take off the trays that don't have any holes in them. And I'm going to put the trays in a window because they're already going to be popping up here. But we're going to wait because next Sunday I'm going to show you what they look like. And then,
so by next Sunday, we're going to have the weight on it and everything, and then we're going to take it off and show.
And then
them
I'm
the
going to show you what's
separation.
up, and then we'll go from there. But that's when you're going to put them in the window because that's what's going to green them up. Because when you look at them, they're going to look kind of ugly, you know. But then once the sun gets to them or get the filter from the sun in the window, boom, they're going to turn green. And you just let them go a couple more days, and then they're ready to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and put the weight back on them. And
So the whole process is only 7 to 10 days roughly. That's way faster than if you were out there toiling in the garden, right? So this is really good grow system for all ages, for all abilities, and emergency food and food anywhere, anytime. Stop the madness. Let's give a thumbs up. Y'all, food security, I don't know if you guys understand, like knowing how to forage for food, knowing how to grow food, understanding about growing microgreens, how to get nutrition from your food. A lot of y'all and a lot of us have been programmed to eat food as a filler. Like we eat till we're full, but when you eat nutritional food, your body is satisfied. So you don't eat as much. You're like, wow, I feel satisfied. And you're eating a lot less food. That's going to cut down on obesity, on bad knees, bad hips, bad backs, bad shoulders, bad this, bad that. You know what I mean? You want to be like Moses and run up and down the mountain at 100 plus. You got to take care of yourself up front.
And then the one thing,
the food is a major part of it.
Microgreens will fill you up, which is really kind of cool. You know, you eat them and they're nutrient dense and they will fill you up. They're great. You can use them as an alternative to a salad, have a microgreen salad, or like I say, you can put them on sandwiches. I love them. And here's another thing. When you travel, if you're traveling, like we can grow them in the
There
RV.
is a coupon code, y'all. Put in off grid when you check out. I think she's saving you some money because she loves us and she loves y'all and she just wants to help you out. So if you go to barefootmicrogreens.com, put in off grid when you check out, they'll save you some mulaki chaki.
Yeah, and then some people were asking the difference between sprouting and microgreens. Really, the only difference is sprouting is in water, and then microgreens are in the dirt.
Because God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt. Also, how many times can you use this dirt?
You got to replace it.
It's a one-time banger.
So when you're done, a lot of times it's good. Like you can give it to the chickens, you know, and
add it to your compost.
Yeah. And then make sure when you're done to clean it out. I like to use like a hydrogen peroxide. You know, I'll mix it in some water and squirt, and clean them out.
And it's a one-time on the seed too, because obviously it doesn't get to a point where it reproduces seed. So you burn the one seed to get all the calories and all the food in it, and then you start over with more seed. So you are getting seed more often, but it's nutritious. Anyone can do it. You know what I mean? Like you got to put your ways in. Like you can grow this food in secret. No one will even know you're growing microgreens. This is great for preps. Like we talk about, the sun oven has no smoke and no smell and no visuals. So is this. Something like this you can grow super easy, very minimal on the water, and it can provide you with a ton of nutrition.
Yeah, I was talking to one guy, he drove a truck. And he was like, I need to eat better food, you know, stop eating all the fast food. This would be great. You guys could stick it on the dashboard if you're a trucker. How easy is that?
There's no reason to transplant them anywhere. You just grow them there and then you're done. That's it.
Look, stay tuned in next week to see what happens.
Right.
You're going to freak out. You guys can see right now. This is what it looks like
it's
right now.
all squished together right now. You'll see next week. You're just going to see what it looks like next week. I can't do a time lapse and then do a live show with it, but that's what we're going to show you next week.
And then the seeds will last a long time if you keep them in a cool, dry place. Just like
Years.
regular seeds.
Yeah, so you just stock up on them and then you have it.
And the microgreens that I recommend in the kit, she also has sunflower shoots, like the sunflower seeds. I love these. Kids love them. I did a video on it a long time ago. I don't even remember the name of it. But they're really tasty. They're a little bit more hearty, and they have a kind of nutty flavor, and they're wonderful too. So the sunflower, I love the sunflower. I like the broccoli, especially for the health benefits. I love arugula. Radish is a little spicy. I like radishes. There's so many that you guys can try, but probably like the salad mix I like those, and I like the broccoli, and I like the sunflower. Those are three of my favorites that she has, and I really like arugula too.
You only missed it one time. After you missed it that first time to get the seeds moist, all the other water goes in that bottom tray. So when it's sitting on your counter and you're done and you have it there, you just check the bottom tray, and when that bottom tray needs to add water to it, you just add some water to it and you're done. Remember, don't use tap water. Don't fluorinate your plants, right? It's already bad enough that they got you with the fluorinate.
And then if you had more stacking trays, you would, you know what I mean? You could
You
go
could do like
and go
10
and
of
go.
them.
So you could put more water.
But just remember, as it puffs up, it's going to get high. So you don't want to get something too high. You're going to be like trying to get your food up here. Barefootmicrogreens.com. Barefoot, you know, barefoot. Barefootmicrogreens.com. Barefootmicrogreens.com. I'm pretty sure they take credit cards. They got a whole website set up, I'm pretty sure they take credit cards. Pasty butt on my chicks. Put some apple cider vinegar in their water a little while. See how that does for them. Usually that can clear them up. Poopy butt. There's a couple things that could be going on. And that's always our first line of defense. Just a capful to their water, and it does miracles. And you can even make your own apple cider vinegar. We've done videos on it. Stacy, have you ever done beans in the sun oven? How would you preserve them for the future?
Meaning what? Just cooked beans?
I guess we don't really eat a lot of beans, but go ahead.
Well, no, green beans. Like, yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I've cooked beans I've done I do a green bean stew with burger and tomatoes and onions and things like that. Yeah. How would you preserve them for the future? So my way of doing the green beans is I preserve them in, I ferment them and make dilly beans. So I use dill and garlic and water and salt, and I ferment them.
Yeah, you can grow your microgreens with grow lights, you know. It's best for sunlights.
Yeah, you can do grow lights, like especially if you do a lot of them. Definitely grow lights work wonderful. But see, for me, we don't have it here. Like, we live off grid, so it works out great for me. I used to pay the other thing that I did. You know those trays that you would like roasted, you get at the store that gives you the little chickens, like the rotisserie chickens? That's what I would use. I use those because the one pan kind of has holes in it, I think, and then you can put the dirt in there, and then I would stack them, and and it was smaller, and I could put that on my counter too.
Natural dewormer for cats and dogs. We like DE. I see you're saying use walnuts are good for parasites. There's a lot of home remedies that are good for parasites too. So, but we mostly use the diatomaceous earth internally and externally. Can you use coconut core instead of soil? If you guys get a hold of Barefoot Microgreens, you can ask her all that. This is her passion, her love. You could be speaking her love language. She'll answer all her questions for you. She's super good. There's Simple Life with Chris and Tara. They love their sun oven. They've done videos on the sun oven as well.
Yeah, there's Savvy Organics. Hi guys.
Hey guys.
How are you?
We'll see you guys soon, I hope. No doubt about it. It's the EMP stickers on your avocados it's like a pricing thing. It has nothing to do with the appeal. But please pay attention to that stuff, man. They're going after the food in a big. See, all these biotech science they're just, man, they're in your face right now with wanting to. They want to mess with everything. They have to, justify their existence and their grant money and all their stuff. So they're out there just tearing apart God's world, and they're going to present as a nice alternative this garbage that down the line is going to make you sick, weak, and sterile.
Oh, and then the other thing that they're doing is mustard greens. They are doing the same thing. They're modifying them, genetically modifying them to take the bite out of them. So they're doing the same thing with those too. They're doing to a lot of the greens.
How many trays can you stack up per that one water tray? No, each one you stack up gets a water tray. Right?
You'll have
so
one, yeah.
You put 2 trays, then you put 2 trays, then you put 2 trays, then you put 2 trays. So you're going to have to water each one of those 2 trays if you stack them up.
Yeah, or you could just do them. A lot of people just do a tray at a time, you know, and then you'll have one over it. You could do it like that too. It depends how much you're gonna eat.
Yeah, one word for discount, off grid. One word for discount. Pretty sure. If it doesn't work, try 2 words. She didn't really know we were going to do this for her. We got this thing when we saw her last weekend or weekend before at the Okie Homestead Expo, and they were there doing the grind. Received so well, people loved it, and so we just told them, hey, we'll grab one of these and then we'll talk about it maybe sometime in the future. But she didn't know what was up, so they'll have a busy couple family days coming up. What's the best filter pitcher to use?
Oh, I know. Are you guys ready? Okay, so if anybody...
We don't have a link or anything. You're going to have to Google it yourself.
Okay, so if anyone follows Natural News, on Brighteon with Mike Adams, he did a whole thing on the best filtration for like all the heavy metals, for everything. So the 2 of them came, and he was kind of shocked at like 100% that it would get rid of. And I wrote it down. Right
at the top of her website says grow kits. I mean, in big writing right at the top, grow kits, $49, grow kits. Says it right at the top of her website, right when you click on it. Go ahead.
So there's 2 of them, and one it's spelled weird. It's called Skyhan, HSKYHAN, the Skyhan water filter, and the other one are the Zero water filters. They come like, it kind of sit on your counter, and then it has a faucet. They also have a pitcher, and those were rated when he did his testing, because he's got the lab that can, do everything. It's totally certified and all that. And he was very shocked. The Berkey was like 99.99%. It was good. And then also these, and definitely I'm going to look into getting the Zero, the pitcher, I think, and then also the other thing to put in our RV and take with us. So the Zero and the Skyhan, and the Skyhan is spelled HSKYHAN. So those 2 filters, he said he was very surprised. It was like 100% that it got rid of all that.
Yeah, so the Berkey and that thing there are like the number 1.
And there were some other ones that were good, like 99.98, 99.99. But I knew we had the Berkey. I can't remember all of them, but
he didn't have favorable reviews of the Alexa Pure.
No, he didn't do it.
I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I know people that use it. They say it's fine, but he
said it was clogged up. He has to get another one.
He got another one. He said, I'm done with that one.
Well, no, he didn't. It wasn't working.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah. So he wants someone to send him one, and then he'll do it again.
Right.
So I don't know about the Alexa Pure. So, but he did do the Berkey and a few other ones, and then the Skyhan and then the Zero were really good too.
So make sure you're using that if you grow the microgreens. It's very important. If you're fermenting, if you're doing anything with your food, do not use tap water. Tap water is disgusting. They are loading down tap water with fluoride and chlorine and chloride and all these chemicals. Then you have people dumping pharmaceuticals into their toilets, and all that water gets rehashed back around in their little system and spit right back out of your faucet. It's disgusting. So please do not use tap water. You can get filters that are super cheap at Home Depot. You can put on your shower. They're like charcoal filter. When you take a shower, it can help filter some of that stuff out. If you wanted to go even harder, you could do reverse osmosis or some type of water filter, whole house water filter. So just keep, an eye on the water situation. Please spell that filter in the comments.
Yeah, HSKY. Are you going to do it?
No, what is it?
HSKY.
HSKY.
HAN.
HAN.
Skyhan. That's how you say it. Skyhan.
But it's Skyhan.
Yeah.
There it is. I dropped it in there for you.
And the other one is Zero.
Zero
water filters.
Local authority says our aquifer will be dry before 2030. I'm here to tell you guys they are draining the aquifers while you bicker over the trans community and Biden falling down on stage, and now, trans Tifa going after Muslims. They are poking the bear everywhere. And And I don't know if you guys noticed the transgender flag flying front and center on the White House. Y'all, that is illegal as hell. That is against the actual law and protocol. And I don't know if you guys are picking up what these colors mean on the flag. It's not just some rainbow flag. Please spend some time investigating what the pink and the blue and all these other colors mean, because they mean stuff that is flat out disgusting. Okay? And they're flying that stuff front and center at the nation's capital, and they're showing the world that we're a bunch of degenerates. And the world is taking notice, man. This is why they want to, this is how they did it, with the Germans. They got you to hate. They hated the Jews for no reason at all. And that's what they're doing now with right-wing conservative people. And they're getting other countries to hate America. Also, my boys are both in the service, if you guys have been following us for a while. And they're sending me stuff off too. All the good guys have left the service. Many, many good guys have left the service. And what's happening is...
What's my life chat? What did you push?
They are now going to, down here, they are now going to bring in the illegals and offer them the chance to fight for our country. So now we're going to teach them how to be deadly, and they have zero loyalty to our country. And that's not going to end well either. That's why they're not going door to door right now, is because our boys, still respect their oath and the Constitution and all this business. These drifters that come in and sign up just to get a meal ticket could care less. All right then. So grow some microgreens, y'all. You guys have to get your stocks up right now. Invest in yourself. Worst case scenario, you learn some alternative ways to feed yourself. Best case scenario, you guys are actually going to be able to weather the storm, because people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. That's right.
I was a little slow. Okay.
Anything good for morning sickness with the twins? I'm preggo.
Well, that's a hard one. I ginger is always, have maybe a little ginger tea and see if that helps your tummy, or little ginger candies. I know those help a lot of ladies.
Yes, Carmen. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, you can try some ginger and see how it is and see if that helps.
Nice little ginger tea. So if you guys are just showing up late to the live show like we did.
Oh, and the other thing, I'll have another thing. Sometimes it can be you're low in some B vitamins. So if they're nutritional yeast, it's from a food. It kind of tastes like powdered cheese a little bit, and it's got the whole complex of your B vitamins. You could possibly even try putting that on, some food, sprinkle it on a salad, or see if that helps too. Make sure, I always tell you, if you guys are doing nutritional yeast, make sure you're getting non-fortified nutritional yeast. Because if you read them, and all the ones a lot of times you see at the store, they'll say fortified. And a lot of that is using like synthetic type vitamins. So you may have to order it online, but I would highly recommend, if you're going to do nutritional yeast, because it does come from food sources, make sure that it's not fortified.
And I will tell you guys that YouTube is straight up shadow banning us. So please check your subscription. Make sure you're subscribed. They're unsubscribing people at a record pace. And basically, they're just trying to keep you guys from getting information. All I'm trying to do is give you guys as much legit information as I can, so you can make informed consent. The play right now is to only give you the narrative, and anyone who speaks outside of that gets canceled and deplatformed and shut up. Now, obviously, that's a problem. So we want to try to give you guys as much information as we can so you can make an informed consent. If you decide to wear a mask when 200 peer-reviewed studies are out that say they're useless, that's fine. And if you want to take stuff and put it in your body after all the information's come out of people dropping dead and their immune systems are being wrecked, that's fine. But please don't jump on a bandwagon trying to demand that everyone follow your insanity. You do you, we'll do us.
Oh, and Barb Wells put on there, she did it like 99.9 is the Zen water filter, 99.9 Big Berkey, 99 is the Skyhon alkaline pitcher, 100% Aqua Pale, 100% zero water filters. Thank you, Barb. I couldn't remember them all.
So if you guys get the microgreen kit, put an off-grid, all one word, all caps, you save some money. Real nice family making a family business, trying to help feed you and keep you fit. Give it a try. See if it works for you. I think a lot of people will get more seeds and keep on going. Here in Florida, we can catch rainwater. How do I store it? Just make sure you put a tarp around the container that you're storing it in. Sunlight creates algae. Other than that, just use it and it should be just fine. There's no reason to add chlorine. Some folks that I know who collect rainwater in Arizona, because they only get rainwater once a year, they put like a cap full of bleach in there, 1,500 gallon tanks. So it's, very minimal to help keep it clean. But there's really not much you have to do as long as you're using it and you keep the sun off of it.
Oh, Diana, Justice Acres. How did your butchering of her chickens? She did 65 chickens the other day.
Do you recommend buying a freeze dryer? If y'all can get a freeze dryer, do it. We can't do a freeze dryer because we live off grid. But yeah, they're awesome, man. If you guys can get a freeze dryer, we're going to have somebody speaking at our conference, the Homesteading Live conference. And we were going to, she's going to be talking about freeze drying there. But yeah, freeze drying is a great way because it preserves all your food. So like fermenting for us is number one. Freeze drying is number one. Dehydrating is number one. And then way down that list is canning. All right. The Brita is not really on the list because it's not really like it's just like
it's not going to take.
It's like a novelty filter for your home.
Well, I mean,
it's in a way to say it. You know what I mean? In a way to say it. Like it's just taking out taste, and it might be taking out an odor,
and it's
not really going to take out the major stuff.
But it's not like where we want to be with everything going on in our environment and the water and everything. If that's all you can do, then
do it.
That's good. And if you can go the next step, then get one of these other filters that's going to go to 99% or 100%, and that way it'll even be better for your health.
Do what you can with what you got, with what in the situation that you find yourself at the moment, right? But all the while, you're keeping your eye on getting better and getting better and getting a better system in place. Stacy and I have changed a lot of our systems here, y'all. You're always evolving. One of my sayings is, if you're not growing, you're dying. Right? So like if you're not even evolving on your homestead, if you're just not even learning new stuff and just sitting there stagnant, your homestead is going to die. It's just going to take time. It's like watching 3 of my lambs on a mama ewe out there. They look pretty good at first, but each day the one is getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. And then at the end of 2 weeks and 3 weeks, it's too late. They just die on you. It's the same kind of thing.
Oh yeah, then I was looking. Another thing you can do for morning sickness too. A lot of people are talking about magnesium. Yes, a good thing to do is you're going to have aching feet, especially with twins. I would soak my feet in Epsom salts. See if that helps, because then your body will absorb it from your feet, and that might really help. So try that too.
And it looks like someone was asking if the chocolate tea was going to be back in stock, and it looks like it just got back in stock. But not many, y'all. The chocolate tea is like almost a novelty. So we try to do the best we can on keeping it flowing for you guys, but it's pretty hard business. Especially we source it from primo locations. So we're not taking any chances with anything we sell to you guys. Our Rest and Digest herbal tea and our chocolate tea and stuff, all of it's going to be top shelf. Because you know how we live. I mean, we totally believe this stuff, and we're not going to be sending out any trash. So it's just the way it is, baby. Microgreens is at barefootmicrogreens.com, so you can feed yourself, y'all. Food, water, and shelter should be number one on everybody's mind. Don't forget, if you guys check out your subscription to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, chances are you've been unsubscribed. So make sure you resubscribe to the channel, hit the all notification button so we can bring you some awesome content.
So Deborah just asked, what about the chemtrails and rainwater? Deborah, that's what we're talking about with those filters.
Yes.
So those two last one were 100% when he tested them, the Skyhon and the Zero. Yep. And other than that,
and the Berkey was 99.
Scroll down and find when they had them all written down there. There was a few other ones that were like 99.99, like the Big Berkey and Zen, and there was a couple other ones on there.
Also, the way rain works is that all the dirt and pollen and garbage goes up into the clouds. The clouds get electrified. They start to light, And then when they drop the rain, that's the purification. So all we're doing now is passing back through the atmosphere down to the earth. So probably a lot cleaner than you think, but at the same time, I mean, we're doing the best that we can in the situation that we find ourselves.
So we collect the rainwater, then we put it through the Berkey.
And I have a video coming up this week. I'm going to change the filters finally, and I'll show you guys under the house our filter system, and we'll kind of run down the whole system real quick. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. And yes, Silly Rabbit, distill your water is great, 100% pure. He does a lot of home stuff himself, makes little distillers and all that. You can purify water also with the sun oven, so that's why we like it as well. The Alexo Pro, the Alexa Pure was an okay one. He didn't really get good results from it because it kept getting clogged up.
It didn't work, period. So
yeah, it got clogged up.
Yeah.
So it didn't work.
Well, it wasn't working, period. I think that's why he couldn't even do the test is what happened. So that's what he said.
It just seems kind of weird. But we have a lot of people that have the Alexa Pure and they've had no problems with it. Oh my gosh, that was one fast hour, wasn't it?
Okay, someone's wanted to know about acid reflux. So you might want to try half an hour before you eat. Maybe have, try some, raw apple cider vinegar with the mother, like a tablespoon or so in a cup of water. Drink it and try not to drink a lot of water with your meal because that will dilute the stomach acid. So if you drink a lot of water with your meal, it dilutes your stomach acid, and then you need that strong acid to help break down the food. So that could possibly help. So that's something that's very cheap and expensive for you to try and see if it helps. But drink the water half hour before with your apple cider vinegar to put more acid in your belly, and then chew your food. Remember, digestion starts in your mouth. Chew it very well. Relax. Make your eating a nice experience. Don't eat when you're driving. Don't eat when you're rushing. Don't eat standing up. All those things I'm sure you've heard. So just try those things and make sure you chew it really good and see if that helps.
All right, man, y'all. So grow microgreens. We showed you how to get started. We're going to show you next week what this looks like after 7 days. We left you a link to the kit because we want you guys to have food security. We don't want you guys complaining about how much stuff costs. If you can get it, you can get it. If you can't, just keep it to yourself. I mean, really, it looks silly. I would do anything to make sure I had food security, no matter how I had to work my budget around. I would do anything to make sure that if I had kids right now, they weren't going to public school. So if we had to eat beans and rice and, no family vacations and drive a hoopty, that's what we would do to keep our kids out of public school. If I was really worried about my food security, I would turn my backyard that I mow my grass in, and I don't care what my homeowners association says, I'd turn that into a garden, and then I would take the fine, and then I would fight them. I mean, if I was really in all that, that's what I would do. And that's the kind of information we try to share with you guys because we're really legit. I mean, we sold everything and we moved out to 11 acres and we live debt free now for 15 years, y'all. And I've worked for $12 an hour. I learned how to put in fencing. I mean, you guys, you can do a lot more than you think you can if you're on the fence thinking about this stuff. And you'll get resilient and you'll get tough and you'll sweat and it'll be all good for you. It'll build your character. It'll maybe open your eyes to what's going on and maybe the important things in life, Maybe you're chasing things that maybe really aren't that important if you look at it really good.
Oh, Jennifer says that the zero water filter is about the same cost as a Brita or a Pure. So if you guys, he was even talking, like $30. I mean, it's not, so if you're going to get one, definitely I would go with that one. And then always remember, it's going to take everything out. You need to put some minerals back in. So we need to use our Redmond salt.
And yeah, we mow some grass, but it's very little, like right around the house because I can't turn the sheep loose on it in the summertime because that's where all of our food is.
They'll eat all my apples.
They'll eat my apple
trees.
And they'll pick us clean. And when they eat leaves off your trees and stuff, that stops them from having fruit. So yeah, so we do have some around here. Fluoride is garbage. Don't take fluoride. Don't take fluoride pills. I was watching something the other day and the mom had the daughter on some fluoride pills. I mean, y'all, fluoride is one of the biggest lies presented to the American population, and they put it in the water to keep you dumb. You can look this stuff up. It's no joke. They used it in the concentration camps over in over there in Germany and all this business. Y'all, this is for real. Okay, this is one of the biggest lies is fluoride in your water. It's strictly made to keep you docile so they can walk all over you. What are your growth in your hoop house? It's mostly going to be for our fall stuff, so stay tuned.
And then Roxanne just had carpal tunnel surgery with her scar. What do I use to massage it? You can use coconut oil.
Show them how to rub it out.
So make sure the scar's healed. You don't want to do it when it's like still healing. So you're just going to put the stuff on your scar. Here, give me your hand now. So.
We don't have health insurance. We're not worried.
So let's say here's his carpal tunnel is here. So I'm going to be rubbing it out. Out.
So you put your fingers in the middle of where the scar is, and from the middle of the scar, you work it out.
You got to do it every day.
Every day, bro. Every day.
Massage and get rubbing it out.
Yeah, they keep saying the live chat has moved. So if you look right where it says live chat has moved, right underneath that, you could see the bar, and then you just click the bar.
I still can't figure it out.
I don't know why they have to make it so tricky.
That? Yeah.
I don't. YouTube does some silly stuff sometimes. And y'all, if you come from a place that hasn't passed anything down generational, right? Like let's say you guys are doing your thing and you've had to fight and scratch your whole way up, and your parents didn't leave you any patch of land or a house, and your grandparents, you should be the one to try to break that chain. You know what I mean? Be the person who hands down to your kids some land where they can grow food, and teach them now to grow food, and they will appreciate that. Have you tried aeroponics? No.
Oh, and then Amy tried the ABC salad, and that stands for apples, beets, and carrots. You just chop it up really good. It's yummy, yummy, yummy.
It's so
good. With some lemon juice and a little maple syrup or honey. It's so yummy.
So good. You're never too old. Y'all, that's another thing we've been programmed into. This mind control is off the chain, but they have you programmed into thinking like 50 and 60 years is old. And then because of all the way the food sucks, and they keep you sick because of the food and your lethargic lifestyles and lack of water, good clean water, people are just breaking apart with their body and their joints, and they're overweight, and they have to get this fixed and that fixed and this fixed. So all y'all are walking around at 50 and 60, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm just getting old. How many times have you heard it? Oh, my ear, this, it's just part of getting old, or all this, just part of getting old. It's not.
If you put good fuel into your body and you're moving around, it's meant to be moving, for a long time.
Don't believe that lie, y'all. That lie is to get you to give up. It's to get you to convince yourself that you're at the end. It's to get you to not be productive anymore, and to just die, and to just lay down and not have any ambitions and goals. Don't do that to yourselves. Man, I already have it in my mind. Like I'm living to like I'm 110. I tell Stacy all the time, 110, no doctors. We're going to grow food, and we're going to live the way God intended. I'm going to live to be 110. All right. Yeah, if you guys want to order the kit, use off-grid. We're talking about growing microgreens, tons of nutrition. You can grow anywhere.
Anywhere.
And it's so easy.
And then here's the thing, for us, if you guys travel in a car, and like we travel in the RV and stuff, I'm going to get one of those filters, like the zero filter, to take in the RV, make sure we have it in the RV. And also I can take my microgreens with us. So, or if you're gone, you can always, or if you need to just leave, at least you can have some good, healthy food with you.
We do not use any fertilizers in our garden, y'all. We use, just our own compost.
Yeah, that's natural fertilizer.
And like bone meal.
And the cheapest fertilizer ever.
My PP.
So urine is a wonderful fertilizer. And then when you add it, when you look at the NPK and all that fertilizers, when you add potash from your fireplace or, our stove, you can make a wonderful fertilizer in a 5-gallon bucket. You just dilute it down. You're going to put a little bit of urine in there, some ashes in there, and then fill it up with water, and then you have a great fertilizer.
And the Redmond salt does not have an expiration date, y'all. As long as you don't get it wet or something, it's just, it's going to last forever.
And if it gets a little moist and it gets chunks, just break it up in your fingers. It's fine.
Yeah, fish fertilizer is good. When I fish in the pond, I'll take the bones and all that stuff, and we'll put it in our beds out there.
And the other thing that I use I use kelp. The sea kelp, I get in a 50-pound bag and I give it to all, I'll put it in my chicken feed. I give it to my sheep. I give it to the horses. I give it to the dog. And then also, like if I'm transplanting something, I'll put that in the bottom when I'm transplanting. So really, I like to do worm castings. I like worm castings. I did a video on it, which is just basically worm poop.
Yep.
We use our compost from our animals. I like the kelp when I'm doing the gardening. And
you can use Epsom salt around your tomatoes. There's so many little hacks.
Yeah.
So many little hacks.
Yeah. Like natural things. I don't ever buy anything from the store.
No, and no fertilizers. It's garbage. Who's your man? Your Redmond salt does dissolve in the water the longest days if you're making Soleil, the more it'll dissolve, but you'll always have a little grit at the bottom because that's the natural salt.
So that just shows that it's hydrated. You don't have to shake it every day because it'll stay like that. You just kind of pour a little.
And if you're just pinching it and throwing it in your water to drink during the day, that's fine. And yes, you will have a little grit in there. Remember we told you, you want to have grit. 600 years old.
Oh yeah, Virginia says that they're granted citizenship upon graduation from basic training.
It's disgusting.
Really?
It's disgusting. Y'all, this was the whole COVID thing. The whole COVID thing was to get out all of the dissent. I don't know why people have a hard time seeing this. All the good police officers left. All the good military guys left. All the good nurses left. All the good doctors left. All the people with a moral compass have exited the building. And all they're bringing in are brand new yes people, do what they're told, whatever bulletin gets put up on a corkboard in the hallway. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right? These doctors, y'all, were writing COVID on death certificates when they got hit by cars. So they're liars, right? They tossed their hypocritical oath aside and they did what they were told. They all turned into yes men. Now all the stories are coming out. They told y'all, they're telling you it was all a lie. All the COVID stuff was a lie. They were saying people got COVID. They didn't get COVID. They were forced to put it on the death certificates. They were paid money to put it on the death certificates. They were paid money to get the jab into your skin. What the heck? And they disregarded all of their medical knowledge, practices, and everything to go along to get along. Stop going along to get along.
The Walk of Life wants to know, is there an attachment to the sun oven for distilling the water? Yes, there is.
Should I cover my garden to keep the rain from damaging it? No, because you need the water to get into your garden. There's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
Oh, Mary M says that drinking water during the meals really helped her.
See, Lamb got unsubscribed, had to subscribe again. We don't make this stuff up, y'all. We do our darndest best to give you 100% truth. 100%. We do not go to doctors. We would not go to no doctors unless we're totally busted up. Maybe even if we were just unconscious. But other than that, man, honestly, we probably know more than they do. We go to like the veterinarian sometimes. We had some stuff that we do tricks, black tea on the eye, for pink eye and stuff. And they're like, oh, yeah? Please do not put your trust in these people. Not 100%, y'all. And if you have, some people have good doctors, there are some good.
And there's a lot of good integrative doctors,
sure.
Holistic doctors.
But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's running amok out here. And y'all, a lot of people put way too much trust in the system. Okay?
Oh, and here, I'm reading some people's stuff about food. A lot of us, we need to really cut down on all this high carbohydrate stuff that we're eating all the time. But what will help with your insulin levels, and it's very important, and will also help with your movement, is after you eat a meal, go out and go for a walk. It is incredible what it will help your insulin levels. So that's something everybody can do, and it's good for you. So that's something simple. All these things that we can do for us are like pretty much free.
And like I mentioned earlier, this stuff's not going away. The vaccine passports are not going away. All that stuff's being worked on right now behind the scenes, and they're going to come out with it, and you're going to get hit right in the chops. And because y'all are quiet and passive and just say yes, sir, then that's just going to be the way it goes. You will not be able to travel to any country or travel to any place out of America. You know, they're not going to really tighten it down, I don't think, state to state. But if you want to leave to go to another country, go to Israel for the first time in your whole life because that was on your bucket list or anything like that, you're going to have to be jabbed up and prove vaccine status. That is coming out. White House just came back out with masks. Clown world. They're requiring masks for anybody who is not vaccinated. I think some
athletes, wasn't it? The athletes are going there, and if they weren't vaccinated,
any unvaccinated person in the White House now has to be wearing a mask. So I would be like, you know what? Just boycott that stuff. Quit going to the White House. Don't let them parade you in front of the cameras with your mask on so you don't look stupid too. Yeah, I said it. Eventually, they will try to go state to state. That's going to be the hard one because it's our constitutional right to travel without any papers, please. Papers. Y'all, we have this constitution. It is still being kind of enforced. That's what they're worried about. And they're also doggone worried about our guns and ammo. So those are the two things right now keeping us from total lockdown tyranny. Some people have the thoughts, you know, and the impressions that maybe they're setting all those Canada fires from coast to coast up there. Come on. They do have satellite footage of the latest fires all starting at the same time. All of a sudden the smoke is coming up all from same time, different spots. But a lot of people are saying that that's to push the people out of the bush. People like Stacy and myself who live off grid and don't want to be bothered. This is a way to push them into the cities by burning up their surroundings. So we'll see how that is. That's just one theory going on up in Canada.
Oh, Renee O says kombucha got rid of both hers and why does it keep going off? And their son's reflux and indigestion. Because if you look at kombucha, it's like acidic acid, just like vinegar is. So that would help too. So a lot of times, even at night, if you want to have a little sip of kombucha after dinner, a little bit, that could help too. But definitely because it's made kind of the same way.
A lot of people are saying on the East Coast that smoke is not right, that it's like an orange color. They're saying that it has the smell of plastic. A lot of people are looking up why would it smell like plastic? And they're saying that ammonia smells like plastic when it's burning. So they could be putting stuff in the air. I don't know, y'all. I'm just telling you what is being reported. Like that is some nasty stuff over there. It's just not some wildfire smoke from what people are saying on the East Coast, right? So I can just tell you, I'm getting emails. We have a lot of Homestead homies. If you can imagine, we have over 1 million subscribers. We have people all over the world who send me emails on the daily about what's going on in their neck of the woods. And a lot of people are complaining about this stuff out there. And one of the first things they did was jump back on the masks. Oh my goodness.
Oh, so Ghostly Tie, 0 waters, different sizes of filters, $20 and up. So they're very, very affordable. So DeGraff Boers, am I saying that right? It says the 11-year-old daughter bought a cowgirl hat for her birthday.
Aww.
Cool. They work good. They keep the sun off.
All right, we're blowing out of here, y'all. So this is the deal, right? All we're trying to do is help you guys out. Get the kit, don't get the kit, right?
And then here's another thing too. There you can, and a lot of people have talked about it on here too, because I used to do that years and years ago. You can also do microgreens on a paper towel.
Sure.
You can. There's lots of ways of doing things and not, you know what I mean? You guys do what you
We're just showing you one way, y'all. You might not be able to do everything that we do, but we want to show you what we do so you know what is possible.
Yeah, so you sit there and you're not helpless. You would
never
know
know.
That you can feed yourself.
There's people that would never know they could grow food right on their counter. How empowering to know that you could grow great nutritional food right on your counter. If you live in an apartment, a double wide, if you live in a van down by the river, it's very empowering, y'all. So all we're doing is trying to give you information so you can have informed consent and so you can be empowered. That's it. We got no skin in the game except for we love humanity and we're trying to help you guys. And the Lord has blessed us with this platform to do as such. So we are taking full advantage of trying to wake up the masses. We're red pilling. We're showing you alternative ways to do things. We have videos, 1,500 videos walking you through all this stuff. All you have to do is put it on the playlist and just absorb all the information for free. Some of the stuff could literally save your life if this stuff goes
Because
down.
everybody needs water. I mean, I think it's very important to make sure everyone has a water filter. I would be over getting, now you guys better not all get those zero water filters or that
and they'll be all sold out.
I haven't ordered mine yet.
This is like the donkey milk.
I know. I do this all the time. So
speaking of donkey milk,
okay, let's talk.
If you guys, I'm gonna do a video about it, but I got a big email from that nice, beautiful family from Oklahoma. What is it? Donkey. And they told me they milk donkeys and stuff. But after we did the video, see, we didn't really talk to them that in depth, and the husband didn't share part of the story with us. But they had been raided by the FDA, and all of their donkey milk was confiscated. So they had to scramble around, try to get this donkey milk. The FDA is now hassling them. They actually, worked it out with them. And then now the FDA went to the state of Oklahoma, and now the state of Oklahoma is going to start hassling them. So they've been told they have to build some kind of a fancy barn and all this stuff. I'm going to do a video about it later, so maybe we can drive some sales to help them out. And you guys pick up some of their awesome products and they can build this barn. But these are just some of the stories that we're trying to share with you guys on how our federal government is binding, choking, and stomping out free trade of food and goods for your health and your benefit. So just letting you know.
But we can eat bugs, right?
So there you go, man. I thought that was huge. I almost fell over right there like an oak tree in the forest. I was like, what?
Oh, and then
always keep learning. Do not shut your mind, okay? Always keep learning.
And so people are talking about aphids. You can dish soap, I like to do the Castile soap. Just squirt a little, squirt in a squirt bottle with some water and just kind of mist the leaves, and that kind of helps. And then just wipe them off.
All right. All I'm saying is just go look it up, right? Because that was always kind of weird to me that he'd be eating grasshoppers. Because nowhere in Leviticus 11 does it talk about eating any kind of grasshoppers. Any kind of crawly insects and bugs. All right. The D Squad is in the house. They moved off to Hawaii. She's an OG Homestead homie. Remember them? They lived in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Turtle. That's the first thing that I heard. That's so interesting. But now I want to know that lost word. Do not eat the bugs. You will eat the bugs and be happy. That's good stuff.
Okay, what my hacks for ticks, meaning to get rid of them or if they bite you. You know the good old stuff with the ticks. Wear light clothing. Give yourself a tick check at night. Garlic, eating your garlic every day could help where they don't want to, when they bite you, they won't really bite deep. But just check yourself. I mean, that really makes a huge difference. But if you get bit, I'm telling you, the bentonite clay is a godsend. It is amazing. It'll suck out any toxins from when they bite you. Did you know ticks don't have eyes? Did you know that? I guess because wherever they bite, they stick their heads in there. They don't have eyes. But just, put something on it, the bentonite clay. It'll help suck the stuff that's in you, because I'm really sensitive to them. And since I've been using that, I don't have any problems with it. It's just amazing. And then also for the dogs, I give Molly garlic. Do your research on, use of garlic. What you hear, everyone's like, it's going to kill my dog. It's not good for you. They were doing studies where they would have to literally eat 40 bulbs of garlic for it to do something to you. So you're not going to give. I mean, Molly, my big dog, she's 80 pounds. I give her a clove a day. And then I'll give her a couple weeks off after a few weeks. And then I'll start it back up again. So I just do that during spring, summer, and early fall. And then I stop for winter. So, and that helps too, because I give her tick checks at night, and then the ticks might be crawling on her fur or be on her, but they won't bite her because she doesn't taste good. So I don't know what else you mean by hacks. Okay.
Lost in translation. A lot of things are lost in translation. So it says that you of these things that anything you can eat of locust, katydid, cricket, or grasshopper, but of all other flying insects that have 4 legs, you are regarded as unclean. So then you have to do the dissecting from the Latin to the Hebrew of locust. And then from there, because katydid, isn't that like a form of a grasshopper?
Katydid.
Right.
Yeah, because our grasshoppers, they're considered clean and locust.
That's what I'm saying. You have to look at the other words. So everybody has homework to do. Homework. Is bentonite clay better than activated charcoal? It has different uses.
Well, and it's going to be, it'll do the same thing. It will draw. It will draw, like if, get bit by a spider or something like that, or a bug. The only thing I don't like about activated charcoal a lot of times, because it does stain, you have to be really careful. The bentonite clay doesn't, and I can use it for a lot more. But it does have that same purpose. And I also do like the activated charcoal. If you put a little bit of the powder in the toothpaste, it'll help whiten your teeth. So I use it for different things. And then the other thing I love activated charcoal for, I keep it all over the place, just in case, let's say your stomach gets upset, or, who knows if you ate something bad for you, or if you're really sick, or gas and bloaty or something. It does absorb toxins. It does help with that. You can do coconut charcoal too. And so you can find activated charcoal a lot of places. They used to use it for people who had poisoning, to help, because it'll draw out the toxins in your digestive tract. And
kosher food just means any food that is listed in Leviticus 11, right? It's called kosher food. And then some kosher food is also where the rabbi, or in Muslims do it as well, and they pray over the food. So there's a couple different avenues there. But for the most part, it just means food that is in Leviticus 11 that is, what God said that we should eat, without having the great debate. All right, barefootmicrogreens.com. That was the topic of today's video. Next week, we're going to show you guys how much this thing has grown. These are the trays in case you got here late, because a lot of people did. Inside these trays here is dirt and seeds. We're going to water this for a week, and it's going to actually push up this teapot with water in it. This has got some weight in it, and it's actually going to be like...
Well, it won't get that high.
It won't get that high. But you'll see how high it gets. So it's very strong when it grows. That's why it's a superfood. And we're just trying to give you guys ways to kind of hip you to ways you can grow food. If you're pressed with space, or you can't garden, or you live in an apartment. And truly, our whole thing is just about knowledge, and to help you guys, learn different ways to do things, and how to take care of yourself and stuff like that. But hour and 20 minutes. So we're going to blow this popsicle stand. Hopefully you guys got some good information. Because that's always our goal. Because information and knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Yeah, and just do something for your, start doing stuff to get you guys in order, getting your health. We always talk about that.
Hey, I love chicken. We don't really do super chats. We don't look for donations. We never ask you guys for money. We'll never have a Telegram or WhatsApp saying to contact us to give us money. We actually give away money. We've given away 3 times $5,000. We've given away a truck, and we're going to be giving away more stuff this year. So we never really take your money. We're going to take money from the alphabet companies that are trying to use the internet against us. We're actually using it for our good. And we're raking in all the dough from them, and then we're using it to help educate you guys, and to better our preps, and to keep our stuff together, and to host conferences, and to get out and see you guys, and travel around, and all that stuff. So you guys keep your money, right? Keep your money, get your preps in order. If your order is all good and you got money to spare, help out a neighbor, help out a friend. Keep it close to the house, right? Because that's what you're going to have to lean on if things go sour, is close to the house.
Yeah, get band with your neighbors.
Oh yeah, definitely the bentonite clay will take out the swelling from a swollen bee stung foot. That's what it does. It sucks all the heat and the swelling out of you. It's great for bites, stings, snake bites, tick bites. It's just really, it's just good stuff. It's nature's or God's, medicine cabinet.
And then remember, there's a lot of things you guys can do for stings, especially with a sting. I always like to do apple cider vinegar. Scratch off the stinger. Don't squeeze it because it'll go inside of you more. Just scratch it off. Pour some apple cider vinegar on it first to neutralize the venom. So I think that's really important to help. And then the bentonite clay will help. And bentonite clay is really helpful with pain. Totally.
And share our videos. Tell your friends. And just, we got to get these old knowledge ways onto everybody's fingertips. She's still working on her book. We're trying to get there. Mine's almost done too. And then, we're just trying to give you guys this information, right? And we're just trying to show you real time. We'll have some videos coming up this week. She's going to go to the store and show you guys around the store a little bit, some things that you should avoid and some new tricky label stuff. And some stuff that's straight up killing you. And then we're also going to talk about the garden, because remember we were kind of talking about food. I got a couple more videos to do about food, and then we're going to move on from there and just kind of keep tackling issues that are important to the homestead community, y'all. I mean, they're going to try to ban growing food in your backyard even worse than they do in some of these neighborhoods right now. You know what I mean? So just stay vigilant. Yes, you get your bentonite clay from the Redmond link. I'll leave a link right now for you guys to click. When you click on that link, you can get the clay, and you can also get the salt in bulk, y'all. And this link saves you money. Okay, so if you don't want to get the microgreen kit, get the Redmond salt. And the link saves you money. And salt has always known to be a currency when times get tough. Okay, ancient days, always salt is very valuable. It's great for your preps. It's great to store food. It's you have to have it on store, right? So get as much as you can, as often as you can. It won't go bad, and keep it in your preps. And that link saves you money. And the bentonite clay, mastitis, cuts, abrasions. Let's say the kids fall down in the gravel driveway. You put the bentonite clay all on them. It lifts the rocks out of their skin and it heals the skin.
You have to mix it with water.
Yeah,
you
make a paste.
2 parts water to 1 part of the powder.
Yeah, you make a paste. So actually, where's our paste? We keep paste on demand here. We have a little jar with the paste in it.
It's out in the outside kitchen now.
Whenever we need it, we put it right on. It's good for burns. Is it good for burns?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. All this stuff. All these poison ivy.
It'll help with shingles pain, too.
Shingles pain.
Yeah.
Bentonite clay. Right from the earth, y'all. From Utah. Mine in America.
And then a lot of people always use it if you want to do a face mask. It's good
great for women's face masks, for acne, for kids.
For men, too. Anybody can use it.
You got teenagers with acne, smack them down with some Redmond face masks. It's the only kind of mask we recommend. But I'm leaving a link for you guys to go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and then the shop tab, and then you just click on the link. But I have a direct link for you right here. Saves you money. Buy in bulk, y'all. We get 25-pound bags. We get a lot of salt. We ferment a lot, and we keep extra on hand.
And then it's so funny. Some of the young, it's very hot out, and all the Amish guys are putting up hay now. And they're all sweating, and I'm like, you guys need to put salt, because they don't do it. I said, you guys need to put salt.
And they eat white salt too, so that's even worse.
Well, a lot of them have switched. They're also big majority do the Redmond salt. So I was just saying, you guys need to make sure you're putting salt every time that you're drinking your water, because they're sweating a ton, because it's been hot around here. And they're like, ooh.
That's a wrap, y'all.
The guineas are just walking away.
The guineas are going in. The sun's going down. We got over an inch of rain. We loved hanging out with you guys. If you guys got here late, about microgreens, there's the kits we put together. We put together 2 kits, and we're going to show you how they go in 7 days.
2 trays?
2 trays, 1 kit. You get 2 sets in 1 kit. You get the dirt, the seeds, and everything at barefootmicrogreens.com. We're just trying to help you guys with your food security. As you can see, there's our Berkey right there. We're not making this stuff up. There's our lights that we're running off solar power. That's our back. Refrigerator's been running now with no generator. That's been kind of nice. Y'all, we've lived off a generator for 14 years. 14 years. We just now installed this solar power. It's actually working all right. But it costs, like $7,000-$8,000 to have lights on at night and to have a refrigerator. So you guys have to do your cost analysis. You know what I mean?
Get out and go for a walk after you eat your meal at night, especially. And remember, try not to eat like a ton of food right before bed. It's not good. And remember, last week we talked about the 3-2-1. Remember, 3 hours before you go to bed, you don't want to eat anything. 2 hours before you go to bed, don't do any work, anything like that. It's just,
let your mind relax.
And 1 hour, no screen time. So 3-2-1. Think about that.
And also drink some rest and digest tea that you can get from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. It will help you sleep well and digest your food. All right, seriously, y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Stay vigilant out there now.
See you later.
And the most capable hand is at the end of your wrist.